it's amazing how much noise a small market team can make.
Everybody's got a couple games, playoff experience under their belt, so everybody's super ready to go.
Karis LeVert cannot be stopped. He's a perfect 7 for 7. Garland, meanwhile, straight away. Goes to Allen, and oh my! Now's the time. Good execution. Garland does execute. Garland has 30. Here comes LeVert. Back to Donovan. 3-ball. Bang!
The biggest thing is just continuing to push. This is just another step along the journey.
Mobley, Garland, 3. Get it! 3 seconds left. Mitchell for the win. Knocks it down. Lillard comes down the lane. Blocked by Allen. Jared Allen just sealed the deal. For the first time in franchise history, the Cavaliers have won 9 consecutive games. The dream start continues here in Cleveland. Mitchell just crossed over Holiday. His 3 is perfect. Oh, mercy. There's Mobley. Hey, he's got another. He now has a career high 41 points.
For us, it's just come in here with a locked-in mentality and get the job done.
That's what it's going to take every night from us. We've got to continue to build, not get complacent with it.
Hey everyone, and welcome to another edition of Cavaliers Courtside. I'm your host, John Michael, and what a start it has been. A dream start for the Cavaliers as the Cavs enter action tonight. They're getting set to take on the Oklahoma City Thunder with a record of 31-4. The Thunder, by the way, are 30-5. The Cavs have won 10 straight. The Thunder 15 straight. It's a war on the Lake Erie shore, and it is right here in this building. And straight ahead tonight, we have a wonderful show for you as well. Our favorite, Mark Price. He is in the building. He will be joining me shortly. Serena got a chance to catch up with Ty Jerome. What a season Ty has had after last year only playing 2 games, suffered that ankle injury. He has come back with a vengeance, and the players share their views on zoology. Yes, that's coming up as we roll along. Mark Price, however, is next. It's right here on Cavaliers Courtside on the Rock Entertainment Sports Network. We are back here on Cavaliers Courtside. It is my privilege to introduce one of the best shooters that this game has ever seen. It is Cavalier legend Mark Price. Mark, always good to see you.
Good to see you too, man.
Mark, I've been thinking about you all season. Why? Because the Cavaliers are playing offense at a level we've never seen before. This game is at a wide open level, wide open space we've never seen before, and I can't help but picture your game, what it would be like here today.
Well, like you said, it's just so much fun to watch, right? Guys sharing the ball and finding the open man. I would have fit in well. Let's put it that way.
Yeah, I'd say so. What has been the difference this season from what you've seen with this Cavalier team offensively?
Well, I think it's a couple things. I think the Cavs were banged up even more than people thought last year, particularly Darius Garland and Donovan. They're healthy. They're playing at their peak. And then the other guys got given. Obviously, Mobley has been a huge step up, and his improvement from last year to this year, it's a big difference maker.
Do you see any parallels between your group? I mean, your group was the team that so many people around here fell in love with. They got introduced to the Cavs. Any parallels between your group and this group currently?
Yeah, I think there's a lot of parallels. I mean, we had really good guards. Yeah. I mean, particularly, Ron Harper, myself, Craig Elo in the backcourt. Then you had a front line of Larry Nance, Brad Daugherty, and Hot Rod Williams. So you see a lot of similarities. Good big guys, good guards, and really not caring about who gets it might be Brad one night, me one night, Larry. You see that with this team as well. Donovan might have a big score night, then it's Darius the next night, Evan Mobley. I love that.
When you think back to those years, are there any moments that stand out? I mean, of course, playing with Brad had to be a negative part of that, but in terms of the positives that you took away, where would you start?
Man, there's just so much, just so many great memories. Yeah. Like you said, besides Brad. Yeah. But no, it was just coming in together, starting together, growing it together. Mm-hmm. Kind of seeing the similar thing with this group. The more they play together year to year, it's like your brothers, yeah. And you know each other like the back of your hand. So you know where they're supposed to be. They know what you like to do. just bodes for success, and you're seeing it.
Yeah, just the other night, Brad and I started talking about a person that is special to you and who's such a big part of this league and this Cavalier culture, and it's Lenny Wilkins. Yeah. Do you have a story or two that stands out in terms of your time with Lenny, or maybe just memories and what he's meant to you and what he's meant to this organization and this league?
Yeah, Lenny and I had such a great relationship. I mean, similar personalities. Yeah. We were both kind of cerebral, quiet kind of guys, weren't yellers, screamers. We would just have conversations and, kept it real with each other. I respected, obviously, what he accomplished as a player and a coach. But I remember after my rookie year, my thing was shooting, and I remember we met, and he was like, I think you need to work on getting your shot off quicker. I would have been the last thing I would have thought someone would say, but then, I really started working on that and came in my second year with so much more confidence, and I owe that to Lenny. I think having a point guard as a coach, especially for my position, the little idiosyncrasies, the nuances that only point guards kind of can understand and see out there, we had that relationship.
No question, and it showed out there on the floor. You were a person who made Larry's game better. You were a person who made Brad's game better, despite the fact that he might not say that up front, but you certainly did. When you see this team and you see Darius Garland and Donovan Mitchell, how must they continue to make the jobs of Evan Mobley and Jarrett Allen easier as we progress if this team's going to reach its ultimate goal? Yeah,
no question about it. The point guard is a key, even in an era where point guards look to shoot more than my era did. But there's still that, hey, you get yours, but you got to make sure you're taking care of your teammates and lifting their games. Steve Clifford, who I worked with for a couple years, he said all the time, basketball's an individual game and a team game. You got to try to play to your best ability, and then you got to try to help your teammates play to their best ability, and that's a key. Every time I see a good guard, you see guards, some can score, but if they're not making their teammates better, then that's the missing piece.
Points have been as high as they've been in a long time in this league. Adam Silver recently said maybe we take a look. There's a lot of Boston's averaging 53s a game. Cavs now are up at 43s a game. Maybe it's time we take a look at some things. What are your thoughts about where the state of the game is right now?
Well, I think the idea of the three-point shot and obviously the analytics of everything tell you to shoot a lot of them. But just a game on the top of my head, I think the Hornets and Bulls the other night played and shot 105 threes between them and only made 20 something. So to me, that's like you're missing 70% of your shots. That's just not always a great look for the league to get people excited, because people think NBA players, NBA basketball, you're thinking about the ball going in the basket a lot, right? Yeah. So, when you're counting on making a shot 30% of the time, and that's the most shots you're taking, I don't know. It's a fine line there. I mean, obviously, it's an advantage if you make them. A lot of times people are saying now it's become a glorified three-point shooting contest. Some nights it looks like that, but the way the Cavs, and I think tonight's game in particular with the Oklahoma City Thunder, these are two teams that are playing the right way right now. They do take threes, but they're moving the ball, letting the ball find the open man, and it's fun to watch.
As somebody who's lived in Oklahoma, what does it mean to you to see these two so-called small market teams take center stage here tonight?
Yeah, it's so much fun. I got to give a shout out to my mom, sweet AP, Ann Price. She's a huge Thunder fan. But I told her you got to pull for the Cavs tonight, when they play. But no, the Oklahoma, you got Oklahoma State fans. Yeah. Everybody's a Thunder fan in Oklahoma. Yeah. So it's awesome for the state, and the Thunder does a great job with the community.
Before we let you go, it's been a wonderful start for the Cavs to continue the way they're continuing and achieve that ultimate goal, getting deep into the playoffs. What are the keys in your mind moving forward?
Well, I think one, just keep doing what you're doing. I think Kenny Atkinson's done a great job. He's lowered minutes for starters. They're still playing 30, so minutes, but not running guys into the ground. Staying healthy is the ultimate key. A lot of times it's not the best team that wins champion. It's the team that can stay healthy and keep their good players healthy. So we got to keep our fingers crossed for that. Other than that, just keep doing what you're doing, because they're playing great basketball right now.
No question about it, Mark. Always great catching up. Thanks so much,
John.
All right, our thanks to Mark Price. We'll be back with more on Cavaliers Courtside right after this. Hey, we're back here inside Rocket Mortgage Fieldhouse on Cavaliers Courtside. Well, to get off to a 31-4 start, it takes the contributions of so many individuals. We've seen that this season, not just the starters, but a terrific bench. And a huge part of that bench has been Ty Jerome. You know, you harken back to last season. For Ty, it was somewhat of a lost year. He played just the first 2 games, was injured in the home opener against Oklahoma City, didn't play the rest of the year. That ankle required surgery, but he came into camp in tremendous shape. We heard from his teammates he was the best player heading into camp, and sure enough he was at times throughout Cavs camp and on into the season it went. So Ty is off to a special start just like this team, and here's Serena who caught up with Ty.
When you think about then like who you are as a person and how you grew up, and somebody else described you to me as this is a guy who does not lack competitiveness or confidence, like ever. How did some of those moments when you were a kid possibly shape that part of you?
Yeah, that's something my dad instilled in me from a young age. You know what I mean? He always coached me, and then when he didn't, he would always just preach, like, don't let anyone take your confidence away. That was the kind of message that he preached throughout my whole life. Like, that was the one constant that I always heard. Don't let anyone take your confidence away, don't let anyone take your confidence away. Because over this journey playing basketball, there's so many highs and lows. You know, there's games you might not play, there's games you have a bad game, you might play 10 minutes, you might play 30 minutes. Like, from high school to college, that was the same message, don't let anyone take your confidence away. And that's all I heard. So yeah, just trying to stick with that, and it's true. You know what I mean? Through highs and lows, you kind of just try to stay even and stay super confident, and that's what all the best players do.
Did you feel like there were people that tried to take the confidence away?
I think it just happens naturally. Every coach you have is not going to like you, and I don't even think it's like a personal vendetta against, or was a personal vendetta against me. It's just you can't let, you know, one coach maybe not liking your game impact your confidence or your ability to fight through adversity. A lot of people do, and I think, you know, it might stop them from reaching their full potential as a player and just as a person.
What were some of the, I guess, negative things that you heard people say about you or your game?
Since I was in high school, you know, I committed to Virginia my sophomore year of high school, and it was, oh, he can't play at that level, he's too slow, he's not strong enough, won't translate. And then, you know, I did that, and then, oh, he can't play in the NBA, same thing, you know, who's he gonna guard, he can't get a shot off against these guys. And then you just keep going, and you're always gonna hear that stuff. So I think at first you use it as fuel, kinda, and then after a while you just tune it out, because someone's always gonna have something to say, good, bad, indifferent, and it just becomes about you and your goals and the everyday life. And that's why I go back to try to be that charismatic person, because I just try to be myself and enjoy it. You know what I mean? You get pulled in so many different directions and you forget that you're playing basketball for a living. Like, how cool is that, you know? You
mentioned the highs and lows, right? And you've had to face a lot of adversity, especially through injuries throughout your career. You've had hip surgery. Did you have groin surgery? Have you had ankle surgery? Am I missing any?
No, that's it, just those 3.
So when you think about some of those challenges, like, first of all, what do you consider as the biggest test or the biggest challenge that you've faced so far?
The toughest part about those surgeries is that I'm sidelined for 4 or 5 plus months without basketball. So just like kind of my getaway, you know what I mean? Like, that's what I love to do. It's my job now, and you don't get to do that for 4, 5, 6 months. So you don't get to try. You know, that's nothing bad against Cleveland, but when you're stuck here by yourself when the team is traveling all winter, and you can't play and you can't, it takes a toll on you. But I truly think the toughest part about the NBA and about this journey is the highs and lows when you're healthy. Because when you're hurt, it's simple. You know what I mean? Like, you don't really have a choice. It's kind of outlined. I think you make a plan, you stick to it. This is my rehab today, this is my rehab tomorrow, this is my rehab the next day, and you're just following a plan. And when you can wrap your head around that, you know, you just follow, so you keep the light at the end of the tunnel and you push through. But when you're healthy, the highs and lows of like, all right, I had a bad game. I played 30 minutes tonight. I played 8 minutes tonight. And it's just like, that's when it becomes a real mental challenge to keep the confidence, stay in rhythm, and just not care.
Is there anything that you do to help better deal with all of those emotions that you have to face on a daily basis, not knowing what those emotions are going to be until after the game?
I think just embrace them. Like I usually try to, I spend the night after the game just embracing the emotions. Like, we're human, and I think a lot of times people say don't get too high, don't get too low. Like, you're not supposed to feel, and I think we are human. We do feel. That's what makes us human beings. So I think, if I'm upset, I'll be upset for the night, and then when I wake up, I try to recenter myself. I'll meditate. I'll go. And then I pour back into the work, like my daily habits. That's what that's my foundation. What I do on a daily basis, and then I try to, then I let the game the night before go.
When did you start meditating?
College.
And you've been doing it ever since?
Yeah.
Interesting. So when you first started meditating, tell me the reasons behind why you tried it and kind of how long it took you to get into it and how it's become a part of your routine now.
So my sophomore year in college, we were number 1 in the country, and we lost to the 16th seed. We were the first to ever do it. And then the following year, I was so caught up in getting back to the tournament, I wasn't really enjoying the regular season at all. Like, just the moments, and college is unbelievable. You know what I mean? Like, you'll never be around the group of guys, especially the connection we had at Virginia, the coaching staff, the players. Like, those are some of my best friends still. And I wasn't enjoying it. I was just so like, all right, we got to get back to the tournament. We got to kind of we got to avenge our loss. You know what I mean? And finally, I sat down with a sports psychologist, and I was just like, man, this is not healthy. This is not good. Like, I'm not in the moment at all. And that's when he kind of introduced it to me. I started to do it every day, and it makes a big difference, just kind of being in the moment and just pulling your attention back to the moment anytime you get ahead of yourself or think about the past. It's all we have, you know what I mean, the present moment.
Yeah, that's incredible.
Cats. Undoubtedly cats. Cats are the worst.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with cats.
I mean, I feel like the simple answer is cats. A house cat. I mean, I have 2 of them. I'm a cat guy. Oh, they can be, like you say, rude sometimes. Knocking stuff off countertops. They hear you calling their name. You know it. And they just don't listen.
Who's stubborn? A pig?
Probably the Tasmanian devil.
Probably a pigeon in New York City. I'm not gonna lie to you. They don't really care what you got going on. Yeah, definitely a pigeon, for sure.
The kindest animal, I'd say a panda.
Nicest animal is probably a rabbit.
It'd probably be a bird, just flying around, saying what's up to everybody.
For some reason I think a sloth would be a really nice animal. Like slow, just kind of go with the flow kind of thing.
I think a giraffe would be polite, because it's just taller than everybody else. It just doesn't mind its own business. You guys know a giraffe sleeps standing up.
I mean, I guess the political answer is a dog. A dog, for sure.
Everybody has those already, and they treat dogs like humans, and and all that. So I think dogs would be the most polite one.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not much of a pet guy though. They smell, stink up your house, get your house dirty. I'm good without pets.
Well, apparently dogs are not every man's best friend, and I guess neither is Matt. Well, that's going to do it for us for tonight's show. Thanks so much for joining us here on Cavaliers Courtside. Until we do it again, this is the Rock Entertainment Sports Network.
Garland kicks it out. Right corner Mitchell. 3 ball. Bullseye!
Donovan Mitchell, the 4th quarter is his time. They love it.
Straight away to Shea with 4:10 to play. Behind the back dribbling.
Boy, he's so crafty.
Up and good. Oh, the shot making here in the 4th. Jonas Alexander stops him leading with his 28 to 29 points.
Hey, let's wear him down. We're wearing him down now. Great rim protection. Come on.
Last 2 minutes to play. 4th quarter. We've had 30 lead changes for what was the most anticipated game of this young NBA season, and it has lived up to the billing.
All night long, it has just been a battle.
Top of the key to Mobley. Mobley against Hartenstein. 4 on the shot clock. Mobley, the runner, puts it up and in.
A clutch bucket by the 7-footer.
That is a grown man's move.
Garland holding the basketball. Garland into the paint. Garland to drive. It's up. It's good. Automatic. 2-4 with an 11-game winning streak. As OKC's 15-game winning streak is snapped. But besides the Cavs, the other winner was the NBA fan who got to watch this tonight. Both these teams are going to be in force all season. Who knows if this is going to be an NBA Finals matchup in June? So much basketball to be played.
Hell of a win. And we fought, we clawed. Everybody showed up, did the little things. Evan Mobley, Darius Garland, Jared Allen, man. Big game, big win. That's a really good team. Big win. What's up?
They were scoring, we were scoring, getting stops on both sides. It felt like a battle the whole night.
Yes. Put him in the game.
Oh, he's calling for an all-star bid. If the people aren't paying attention to the Cleveland Cavaliers, they are now. Congrats on the win.